Olá e seja muito bem-vindo ao nosso Body&Soul desta semana. Hoje vamos falar da prática de Pilates, que pode fazer maravilhas pelo seu corpo físico e também pela sua saúde mental. Vamos até ao estúdio Muse Movement com a nossa convidada Carrie O'Mara, que nos vai receber dentro de momentos.
Hi Carrie, thank you so much for being on my show Body&Soul, and we are so excited to learn about Pilates.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you. So let's start with the basics. I was very much surprised because Pilates, the name of these exercises, actually comes from the name of a person, and I had no idea when I did my research. So who was this person and why did he invent all these sets of exercises?
So Joseph Pilates, as I call him JP, is the inventor of Pilates. He was kind of a sick kid. He had a lot of issues when he was younger, and then he kind of healed himself through movement. So he was very dedicated to a movement practice, and he created this system of exercises and spread it to the world, I guess. Yeah, but people are surprised to know that it is a man, but yeah, Joseph Pilates, that's what it's named after.
Yes, perfect. And what are actually the benefits that we can get from all these exercises? Because I see people from all ages and actually older people even. And when they age well, usually we ask, so what kind of exercise you do? And they say, I do Pilates. And I'm like, really? So there must be something special or something that really works on important parts of your body. So is it Pilates for all these ages, and what can it do for you?
Yeah, so I like to say Pilates is for everybody, and particularly for elder folks, Pilates helps create vitality. I always say we're creating really good old people with Pilates. We're really helping them for down the line. It's functional based movement. It's a lot of kind of core spinal strength. Some people call it a postural form of exercise. I think it's like so much more than that. But it's, I always say Pilates is a great form of exercise for everything. So if you want to do CrossFit, or you want to be an athlete, or you want to, just go for a hike, Pilates is a really great place to start. It's, pardon the pun, but it should be like your core type of exercise and movement that you're doing.
I see. So what kinds of exercises do we have exactly? I know there are 34 forms or movements. What parts of the body do they work? Is there one part that they work more than others?
Mm-hmm. So at its base description, Pilates is a system of 34 exercises that Joseph Pilates put together in a certain order. It's expanded to be so much more than that. We're not looking now in contemporary Pilates, we're not looking to replicate these exact shapes that he created. We do a lot of what we call pre-Pilates, which is the functional movements to prepare for some of those bigger exercises. So it's kind of hard to define what the exact exercises are. And in terms of what body parts, I think, again, it's a misconception that Pilates is strictly core-based. Certainly, as instructors, we think of the core as so much more than just your abdominals. Pilates is an integrative system for your whole body to mobilize, strengthen, stabilize, and gain flexibility, and just live a happier, healthy life.
I see, that's amazing. So we have a different range of exercises.
Oh, I mean, it's endless. Yeah.
So for someone who first comes to a class, what can we expect from when we come in to the moment we leave? What does usually happen in a normal class routine?
Yeah, well, I mean, here, I can speak to what happens here. We come in and everybody gets on their machines. We have a lot of new students right now, so we'll spend a couple of extra moments with them kind of explaining how it goes. I always say to people, listen, Pilates is like a new language, right? I wouldn't drop down Portugal and just expect to speak fluent Portuguese. I mean, I would love that, but I'd have to take time and I'd have to immerse myself in the culture and the language in order to speak it. So I always just say, try to have fun and get as much as you can out of the first class, and know that it's a practice and you're going to keep getting more and more out of it. And definitely you can expect to leave a class feeling, I don't want to use the word better because what are you comparing to, but feeling like something has shifted and you walk out a little different. You're just a little saucier, a little more confident, a little more upright.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's another benefit, right? It gives us confidence to be in our own body.
Yeah.
Amazing. So when it comes to a class, should we bring any kind of specific attire, any specific clothes? What works best?
No, just comfortable clothing. It's all you need. That's it.
Yeah, just we can put on some leggings, some comfortable top, and we're good to go.
I mean, I like to look cute. I have like my little mesh pants or whatever, but whatever your jam is, sweatpants, shorts, whatever. Yeah.
Everything works. Also, it's a frequently asked question. We talked about Pilates being for everybody. For example, for pregnant women, for people with some disability, can they still do Pilates?
Absolutely. So there's pre and postnatal Pilates, and in fact, a lot of practitioners, doctors, chiropractors, osteopaths are prescribing Pilates now. They're really seeing the benefits of it as both a prehab and a rehab form of movement. So Pilates can be super athletic, or Pilates can be rehabilitated for, say, a woman who's, got diastasis or like a tear after giving birth, or I have a client who sits in a wheelchair and we do seated Pilates. Like, it's just vast what you can do with it.
That's amazing. So it really is for everybody.
It really is for everybody. Yeah.
So we are here surrounded by all these equipment, but I also have seen people doing Pilates simply on a mat. So this is a curiosity that I have. Can we do Pilates simply on the mat, or do we always need some form of equipment? How does it work?
No, not at all. So the original method was a mat-based method, and then this machinery was invented. And there's lots of other different, it's called apparatus, not machinery, but there's lots of different apparatus. There's something called the Cadillac machine, something called the barrel, the chair. So again, it's vast. It's a constantly evolving system of movement, and you can move from the mat to the machine to another machine. It's great.
Perfect. So someone can practice at home the exercises that they learned in the class, for example?
Absolutely. I mean, you can't practice a reformer exercise, but absolutely can do mat Pilates at home. And we have our own video on demand subscription where you can do our mat Pilates, and there's thousands of other ones available to you. There's even stuff on YouTube. Just look for a good, knowledgeable instructor. But yeah, it's absolutely something you can do at home.
Perfect. By the way, speaking of your studio, Muse Movement, how long have you been around? And also, can you tell us where we can find more about you?
Yeah. So we've been around for 7.5 years now. I've been teaching for 12 in Toronto. I actually started Pilates because I have an autoimmune disease, rheumatoid arthritis. So it's really, really helped with my joints and helped me feel strong and empowered in my body when I didn't before. So so then I wanted to open my own studio so I could teach teachers how to be Pilates teachers, and kind of have my own take on it, my own method. And we've created this beautiful community here, and I'm just super, super stoked about everything that's happening here right now.
Great.
Yeah.
So we have your website.
Yeah, it's musemovement.ca, and my Instagram is muse_movement. And everything's super clear on the website. We have lots of intro offers, and you can always just email us if you have any questions.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Carrie. Ficámos a saber bocadinho sobre Pilates e agora vamos para a parte prática. Eu vou aceitar aqui o desafio da Carrie e vou fazer alguns dos exercícios. E já sabem, se eu conseguir, vocês também conseguem. Venham connosco. estamos de volta agora para experimentarmos o que realmente significa Pilates e se vocês estão um bocadinho nervosos, então não fiquem. Eu vou fazer os exercícios por vocês e já sabem, se eu consigo fazer, vocês aí desse lado também. So Carrie, thank you for showing us about and around today. So yes, I'm available for the basics. I asked Carrie not to do a lot of hard exercises today, so we can, try some exercises, some of the basics.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so, where to start?
Okay, so you're gonna push into your feet, you'll feel the bed move out. So it's kind of like you're in a little spaceship here. You're gonna feel the bed move right out. That's it, and then bend your knees and come in. And that's it, you keep going like that. So essentially you're doing a squat, right? But you're really, really, really supported and you've got this pulley system and this tension. So you're always supported and you've always got resistance, right? This is why like this is so good for an older body because it's really helping to build strength. Right? Yeah. So this is called footwork. This is like where we start with a Pilates class and there's all various positions. So you could bring your heels together and your toes apart. So you're kind of turning out. And then if you push out, you feel that it's like a bit different. And you can see the dancing influence there, right? That's first position. Yeah. Different, right? Do you feel how like your inner thighs work a bit more there? Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to show you my favorite footwork exercise. Come onto your toes on the bar and lift your heels like you're wearing like the highest high heels and then straighten your legs. So push all the way out. That's it. You want to just have a little more of your toes on the bar just for support. Yeah. So push all the way out and push it out. Yeah, so you can see it's that same movement that you would do as a skater. Yeah, it's fun, right?
Yeah, it is fun.
Yeah, it's fun. And then come all the way in. I'm gonna give you that, and you're gonna take both of your hands around the shorter loop here. The shorter, just the inside loop, but take your hands like that. Take your hands on the loop.
Oh, my hands.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so you're gonna twist. You're gonna pull towards the windows and you're just gonna twist. Look over your shoulder as you do the other shoulder. Yeah, and then back through. So literally like you're, stirring something really heavy here and then you end up working into your waist and your spine. It's almost like you're wringing out your spine.
Yes, I can feel
really fun, right?
Yes.
Yeah. This is one of my favorites as well. Anything twisty.
Yes.
Yeah, right? Okay.
Se vocês aí em casa estão com algum receio, posso garantir que são exercícios bastante fáceis de fazer, acessíveis para qualquer pessoa. So we don't need to have a lot of flexibility, right? Everyone can do at its own range of movement.
Absolutely. That's why you come, is to gain flexibility.
The Just LX 22 is a contemporary art fair that takes place in Lisbon, Portugal. This will be the third edition of this event where exhibitors come from all over the world to showcase artists with a curated array of exquisite works. Today I have the pleasure to talk to Luis de Andrade Peixoto, Strategy Director of the Just LX Lisbon Contemporary Art Fair. So let's welcome him. Hello, Luis. It's a pleasure to meet with you. Thank you for taking the time to join me today, and welcome to Stella Studio right here on Camões TV in Toronto.
Thank you so much, Stella, for having us.
The third edition of Just LX 22 will take place soon in Lisbon. Tell us what this event is all about.
Well, it's a contemporary art fair managed by a Spanish company. Indeed, they have like a huge tracking in Spain. Art Fairs is the company that 13 years ago has done for the first time Just Met in Madrid. So it's an art fair focused on young artists, emergent artists. They intended to come to Portugal. They set up the company also here in 2018. And so we have done two editions, and this one is the third one. But all these emerging artists and so on, and their communications, it started to arise so much. And this is such a wonderful space for young artists that we're getting bigger and bigger in terms of participation of international galleries and in terms of artists. So basically it's that.
A segunda edição da Just LX decorreu entre 16 e 19 de maio no Museu da Carris, em Alcântara. Uma mostra que reuniu cerca de 45 galerias de 12 países e mais de 250 artistas. Esta feira de arte contemporânea contou novamente com o apoio da Fundação Milênio BCP.
It's a great event, you know. I'm quite impressed just to see the media coverage and the gallery of previous events. Why is this event so important and how does it benefit the art industry?
Well, basically, indeed, because it's one of the only fairs, well, in Portugal, it's the only fair focused on young artists. Because you have to check it out, the dynamic in Madrid and in London, in New York, that you have like that week when all the fairs are happening at the same time. So for instance, you have ARCO, which are for like masters, let's say, of the contemporary art. And so that's why Just Select created this dynamic only about young artists. And so there are a couple of fairs, and also for instance, the Portuguese galleries that are in the fair are doing at the same time events on their own galleries. So it's like to implement a circuit of people and audiences between all the fairs. So you can choose during that week, it's happening like 3 or 4 big events, art events in Portugal. So basically, Lisbon is like setting up like this role also in the Iberian Peninsula as a very important basis for young artists. And so, well, you know that Lisbon in Portugal, it's super trendy right now. And so there's lots of people moving to Portugal, and there's lots of artists coming. So for you to have an idea, well, the last edition that we had in 2019, for you to have an idea, it was before COVID, of course. We had a huge increase, and we had like 47 galleries involved from like 13 or 14, 20 different countries, which was amazing, more of 200 artists.
Este é um evento muito importante naquilo que tem sido a estratégia da Fundação. Estamos a querer posicionar-nos na área dos artistas emergentes no âmbito da arte contemporânea. Esta será a feira mais importante nesse domínio e entendemos que é uma forma muito importante de divulgar frequentemente jovens, enfim, são artistas que frequentemente são mais jovens, que estão agora a iniciar a sua carreira ou que já têm alguma carreira, mas que não são ainda consagrados, embora tenham o seu talento já reconhecido e, portanto, entendemos que esta é uma boa forma de lhes divulgar, de lhes dar uma oportunidade e, por isso, quisemos marcar presença neste evento.
Estamos na segunda edição da Just LX. Podemos afirmar que a primeira edição foi um sucesso tão grande que foi obrigatório estarmos aquí uma segunda vez.
Pues sí, realmente el año pasado, la primera edición, decidimos hacer una feria que apostase por galerías portuguesas internacionales y fue tal la respuesta, el éxito de todas las galerías que nos apoyaron con sus artistas y con sus propuestas, que este año hemos decidido hacerla de nuevo, seguir creciendo, hacer una feria con más galerías internacionales.
And for this edition, we are very happy to have 28 galleries. And we have it's around like 120 artists represented and from 7 different countries, which is amazing. Because indeed we weren't decided if, because of COVID, if we are going to make the edition or not. And suddenly art fairs, they are very enthusiastic people and the curators, because we have curators, the art directors for the fair, who are Semiramis Gonzalez and Oscar Garcia. By the end, they are the ones that choose the galleries and do the work, do the creating work with each gallery to select the pieces and to select the artists that are going to be represented on the fair. And so in 2 months, we put up this big event again in Lisbon, and we are very happy.
Do many art collectors from around the world come to the fair? You think they're going to come to Lisbon?
Yeah, indeed, because we are setting up like a art week with lots of events. And you know that by the end, people who are in Europe, it's very cheap to come to Portugal. We can fly very easily to Lisbon and so on. And weather is wonderful. It's May, it's springtime. It's like the perfect timing to come and to go to the beach, and at the same time to know all the cultural activities that we are doing. And so since we are combining like a circuit of audiences between fairs and galleries, it's a huge buzz, and indeed there are lots of people coming from abroad.
That sounds like an amazing event.
It is, you should come.
Yes, of course. I want to be here and there at the same time. I'm going to do everything.
We would love it.
If you wish to visit the Just LX in Lisbon, which is going to be a great place to be at this time of year, it will be from May 19 until May 22nd at the Lisbon Congress Center in Belém. So you can follow all the posts on social media to stay up to date and visit the website at justlx.pt. Obrigada, Luís. It was a pleasure to meet with you. Keep us informed of other events coming up in the future.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Stella.
Adeusinho.
Oh, thank you.
E por hoje fica tudo dito. Espero que tenham gostado de conhecer as nossas dicas desta semana, de Pilates, também o nosso momento do Camões TV Magazine. Já agora pode descobrir mais todos os domingos no Camões TV Magazine, na Camões TV, e estaremos de volta para a semana com muito para lhe contar. Até lá, já sabe, cuide de si, corpo e alma, Body and Soul. Até à próxima!